Once upon a time, in a village called Ekboma, there lived a woman called Mama Nosa. Mama Nosa was a very good cook. Mama Nosa has a cooking joint where almost all the rich men in the village comes to eat. In fact, Mama Nosa was the most talented cook in the whole village. Almost everybody in the village comes to Mama Nosa joint to eat daily. It got to an extent that some of the rich and wealthy men in the village decided to build a bigger joint for Mama Nosa for a way to say thank you for the amazing and delicious food she has been cooking. Mama Nosa has a neighbor named Miss Odion. They were very good friends and they knew each other way back from their childhood. She was always around to help Mama Nosa on Saturdays and Sundays, since she already has her own business where she sells women's clothes. Also, Mama Nosa has a good neighbor called Oshomole. Mr. Oshomole was a very jovial and funny person. They were such a good family that no one was ever stranded and they always helped each other. One day, Mama Nosa fell sick. She had fever and there was nobody to cook the tasty food that all the rich men all over the villages will come to eat. Even the people of Ekboma were so unhappy not seeing Mama Nosa around to cook for them. What is going on? They all asked. They all had to go to Mama Nosa's house to know what's going on. And finally, they noticed she was sick. Why did she tell us she was sick? We thought something else had happened. And they all decided to call the village herbalist. And the village herbalist came. He prepared some herbal concoction medicine for Mama Nosa to drink. And in the next 4 days, Mama Nosa got well. Everybody in the village were happy again. Mama Nosa called for the chief of the village, asking him to call the villagers, that she would like to thank everybody for the value they had of her, for helping her to get well. I am so glad. I am so happy. Thank you so much. And one of the villagers stood up and said, Mama Nosa, you cannot die. Lie. Not with the tasty food you used to cook for everybody in this village. No, you cannot die. We will do everything to bring you back to life if anything happens to you. And everyone laughed. And another lady said, Mama Nosa, next time if you fall sick, tell somebody to tell us. At least you will not know the person that will be of help to you. Always let us know if there is any emergency. You've been so good to us. We can't just leave you just like that. Oh, thank you so much, my daughter, for caring for me. And she thanked them once again, and everyone departed to their houses. And the next day, Mama Nosa started cooking again, and everybody came to eat as usual. This is tasty. This is very delicious, they all said. One day, a very wealthy man came to Ekboma and told Mama Nosa to come work for him, that he would pay her. I have been hearing so much about you from my village, Mama Nosa, and I would like you to come work for me. I would like you to come over to my village to start cooking for me. I will pay you very well. In fact, I'm going to pay you more than you've ever make in this your cooking joint. Oh, I'm so grateful, sir. I love my village. I love this village. I don't want to go to any other village. I like it here. The people love me, and I love them too, and I'm happy here. I am sorry, sir. I would have to decline your offer. Oh, it's like you didn't hear what I said. My name is Bobizwa, and I am the richest man in the nearby village. Haven't you heard about me? No, sir. I've not heard about you, sir. I always mind my business, sir. I am sorry to disappoint you. I have never heard of you, sir. The wealthy man dropped huge amounts of money in the table and left angry. That night, when Mama Nosa got home, she related the whole issues to her neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. Oshomole, and they both told her to decline the offer because they knew the man, and they both know that the man is a very wicked man in his village and has killed a lot of people who dare to cross his path. Mama Nosa, I have known you for a very long time now. Please don't accept his offer. Any mistake from you, it will be a very different story. That man is a very wicked man, and he has a lot of friends who are politicians, and even the DPO is his friend. You will hardly win a court case against him, so just decline and face your cooking in this village. Thank you so much, my friend. I will do just as you have said. I had no intention of leaving this village. This is my village. The people love me, and I have you people. And where else do I want to go to that will bring me joy I have in this village? I will have to decline his offer, which I have already, but I do not know if he would come back again. I will tell him again that I am not interested. 2 weeks later, the man came back again. Madam, have you thought about what I told you the other day? Yes, I have, but I am sorry. I will stand by my words. I can't leave this village. I am happy here. And the man got angry, stood up, and entered his car and drove away. That night, the wicked man sent some dangerous people to go kill Mama Nosa, and they succeeded. Mama Nosa was on her way from her cooking joint in the middle of the night, and they killed her and dumped her body by the streets. When people saw her, they were all wailing. There was pandemonium in the village of Ekboma. Nobody knew who did this to Mama Nosa. Mr. Oshomole and Mrs. Oshomole wept bitterly, and they suspected that wealthy man from the nearest village. The wealthy man Mama Nosa talked about. They could never say anything to anyone because they want to save their lives. Some few days later, everyone gathered and buried Mama Nosa. After Mama Nosa's burial, the villagers came to her house to see Mr. and Mrs. Oshomole to ask them some questions, and the village chief said, "Did you hear anything? Did she tell you anything? Was there anything bothering her that she said to you?" They both said no. So what must have happened? What must have been the cause of her death? Mr. and Mrs. Oshomole said nothing. They knew that Mr. Bobizwa had someone in that village that would put them into trouble if they spilled the beans, and so they kept quiet. And the village heard left Mama Nosa's house. And a year later, in another village, far away from Ekboma, is a village called Jetu. Jetu village was a very wealthy village, well known for their farming business and their carpentry business. Other villages comes to Jetu to buy crops and also timbers. Still in that village, there lived a woman called Mama Ofe. She was a very good cook. Her meals were exceptional. She has a joint where everyone in the village comes to eat. Her food was so tasty and delicious. She was well known to be a cook, not just a cook, but a good and respectful woman. She had a friend called Adamu and Mrs. Aliyah, who were her neighbors. They were very good friends who were always there for her. She loved them and they loved her. Everyone in the village talked good about Mama Ofe. She was a kind woman, a good woman, and a very good cook. Everyone loved her. The news of her cooking skills went to the king's palace, and the king sent someone to call her. And one day, the village chief went to her house to see her. Mama Ofe, how are you doing? I'm fine, chief. How is your family? Everyone is fine. Mama Ofe, I have a good news for you. The king has demanded to see you. Oh, there is no problem. No problem. Not at all. The king just wants to see you. He has heard a lot about you, and he would like to award you for being one of the best cook. In fact, the best cook in this village. Not only that, he heard that you have taught all the young girls how to cook in this village, and they also have their own cooking joints, which means you've imparted in this village and equipped our young girls by teaching them how to cook. So one day, the chief took Mama Ofe to the king's palace and she was awarded by the king. Everyone were happy. Mama Ofe was happy. The people of Jetu were happy to see that Mama Ofe was awarded because indeed she was a very good cook. In fact, her news went to the next village. Even the village is far away from Jetu. Even the people of Ekboma got to hear about this woman, and some of them decided to pay a visit to Jetu to see her and all to taste her meal as they all missed Mama Nosa. Mr. and Mrs. Oshomole decided to pay a visit to Jetu. When they got to Jetu village, they finally got to the place they have been hearing about, the cooking joint of Mama Ofe. But the queue was so long. They stayed on the queue. It took them a very long time before it could get to their turn. When they got close to Mama Ofe, but lo and behold, as Mrs. Oshomole raised her head to see who was going to serve her the food, she saw that it was Mama Nosa. And immediately she shouted, "Mama Nosa! Mama Nosa!" And Mama Nosa disappeared. Even the husband didn't see Mama Nosa. What? What am I seeing? She called on her husband. I just saw Mama Nosa just now. But as soon as I called her name, she disappeared. Is this a joke or what? Said her husband. No, this is no joke. I saw Mama Nosa right here. She had just disappeared. What? Even the villagers came and saw that Mama Ofe was no longer there. Her name is not Mama Ofe. Her name is Mama Nosa. She was formerly a cook in my village. She was the best cook in Ekpoma. She was killed by someone. But here she is, cooking in another village. What's going on? Does reincarnation really exist? And Mrs. Oshomole fainted. And the villagers that also came to buy food all ran away. And the king heard about it, and he called the village chief to ask them if what he heard was true. And the village chief said yes. And the king smiled and said, "Wonders shall never end." Does reincarnation really exist? If you know anything about reincarnation, you can kindly drop it in the comment section. This is the end of my story. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share.